On tonight's show, we have rapper, singer, and actor MWiL. And now for your host, KoolKard. Welcome back to the Kickin It with KoolKard show. I am your host, KoolKard. Welcome back for another episode, y'all. We hit the 200 mark, and we're off and running, and we're still running, and it's still going up. Man, I'm so thankful. I want to thank everybody that's been on the show every single time I come on here, man, because it's been a blessing. It's been a journey, and it's been a wonderful journey, wonderful ride, man. Just having great people come on here. Man, I'm just so blessed for real because I don't pay anybody to come on here, and people are willingly coming on here, blessing the platform, dropping gems, dropping value for you guys. I do this for you. Can't do it without you, but you have to give it up to everybody that's come on here and just been transparent and talked about their lives, talked about their journeys, talked about their struggle, talked about their pains. People have come on here and talked about molestation, abuse, everything. And then gave you insight on their career and their journey and their field and the things that they've gone through to get to where they are. And I've had some people who's had a lot of success on this show. So I'm hoping and praying that you can grab something from that and take that out there into the world and be great with that, because that is why I do it. All right. Listen, tonight I got a rapper, singer, actor. I just found out he does graphics as well. He does a lot of things. This man, multi-faceted. He goes by the name of MWiL. Tonight's gonna be another great episode, y'all. It's gonna be another great conversation. You know how we do it. So without further ado, I'm not gonna talk too long. Let's get into this. Let's get into the mind of MWiL. Let's get to know him. Let's go, y'all. MWiL, welcome to the show, my brother.
Going on, cool?
Ain't nothing, another night, another episode, kicking it with someone cool like yourself, brother. I appreciate you coming on the show. Definitely an honor, definitely a blessing every time I get somebody to come on and bless the platform.
I appreciate you for letting me get on this platform. It's a wonderful platform. I've watched the show quite a few times, and as people just get transparent, they let it all out. I've learned a lot of things about people, a lot of things about business. So it's a very platform to listen to and be on. So thank you for having me again.
Oh man, I appreciate. Hey, listen, thank you for checking me out. That's all I ask, is just people check it out and get something from it. Sounds like you got something from it, so sounds like I did my job, and whoever I had on that day did their job as well. So yeah, man, that's what I do it for. Absolutely, love it. Hey, so I talked to you before the show. I like to do my little prayer. You know what I mean? Set the mood. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? Get my mojo. So you oblige. You said cool. So let's get it. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we just thank you for this night. We thank you for MWiL coming on the show, talking transparently about his talents, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, his life, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for him just being willing to bless us, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for his gifts and all that he does out in the world, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, all the good, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. Watch over his children, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. Watch over his family, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus. We just thank you for this platform. We thank you for us being able to come together tonight and just have a great conversation. We pray that you lead it and guide it. We just give you all the victory, all the glory, all the love, all the praise. In your name we pray. Amen.
Man.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Hey, man, I don't know you. I got to get to know you. I like to humanize the conversation. You've seen my show. You know how I do it. It's not all about what you do. I want to know who you are. I want to know where you came from so we can understand how you got here and where you're going, right? You're a rapper, singer, actor. You mentioned earlier you do graphics. Didn't know that. You're just getting acclimated into the acting game. Your man Lester Green, I know he's a great actor. You run with him. Nadira, come on, man, talk to me. Where have you come from, my brother? Where you from? How'd you get into the arts? Tell me something.
Well, I'm Atlanta bred and born. More so the Decatur side, then went to the north side. Kind of resided there for a little while, south side, for the rest of my adolescent years. So I'm just kind of a Georgia boy altogether. Just north, south, east, west, doesn't really matter. Family grew up here. High school was a basketball player. Played up until till the end of high school and just kind of decided to take another route. So I always just been like a creative mind, poetry, drawing, and it was more so just that channeling for me. I never thought I'd do graphic design, let alone music or acting.
Okay.
So more so just that release for me, and to freely express myself in the way that was comfortable for me, and it was either very visual or extremely private. And so clearly my words were what truly mattered to me, so I kept those to myself. And I really wanted to be a tattoo artist, to be honest with
For
you. I was
real?
just, yeah, just I was drawing pictures, and then started the college life, and they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to do tattoos. And they're like, well, you got to apprentice for 3 years, and you got to do this and do that, but the upcoming thing is graphic design. And I was like, well, I always wanted to learn how to draw on computers. So it captivated me, it fascinated me, and everything that I do, I just I put my whole heart to it. And sometimes it drains me, but I can't imagine doing things any other way. I don't believe in half doing anything. um
Okay. So let's dive into that real quick. So you're saying that graphic arts drains you. Why? What does it take? What does it truly take to be a graphic artist? Because everybody thinks like, okay, let's put this into perspective. So you're a rapper, you're a singer, and I come from that background as well. So I know when I was out there, everybody was looking for artwork. I need my cover. I need my cover. I need flyers. I need this. I need that. And
mhm.
they know graphic artists, and they be on their head like, yo, this is not right. Can you redo this? I need this many prints. Can you cut me a deal? Like, but we don't really know what it takes, right? We on your head about what we want and what we need, but we don't really know what it takes. And you just said it could be draining. So kind of give us a look into that life, into that
Yeah,
profession.
draining is I can't, me or any other artist, they can't read your mind. Like everybody has this big vision, and they're paying you to unleash their vision. And
Yeah, make it
so
come to life.
have you have to figure out a way to jump into their head and understand people. You have to understand the reason why they do things. You're asking me something completely irrelevant to the music, but we're gonna get there. So that's basically the same thing. I have to dig into that person, their mind, their feelings, their understanding of the world that could be completely different from mine,
Mm-hmm.
and visually explain that. So when they're like, nah, that's not right, I'm like, okay, well, what about it? I don't know. I just want it to pop.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, I
what?
know look, and I know it's a struggle because they cannot express what it is they really want. They see it,
Yeah.
but they can't verbalize it. It is, man.
So you have to translate their thoughts onto paper or digital platform. And honestly, that's probably the most draining part of it.
Yeah,
Back in the day, the draining part was the 5 and 6 hour computer lab sessions that I was doing just so I could understand the software to translate somebody else's mind. So I was learning two different languages. I was learning the language of people, the language of computers,
yeah.
and then all the psychology in between. So when I do designs, those are the things that I take into consideration. You can say, hey, I just want to do whatever. I'm gonna give you whatever from
Right.
my perspective. And if you don't like that, well, then you should, elaborate a little bit more. But usually I try to stay away from that. I try to get to know the person first so I can at least understand, you know, a ground to stand on. The first thing I have to establish is a base understanding of who you are and what you want. And then,
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you, do you ever, or have you considered? Sounds like you do though. Have you considered kind of like having like a consultation session with them, kind
yeah,
of getting to know them as a person, so you can kind of get that energy and feel who they are, what they're about, and then that creative juice will, flow into that artwork.
that's step one after the initial interaction is,
Okay.
or however you find me, whether it be the website or whether it be the somebody referring you, or you
Yeah.
or you just saw me in the street. I always schedule a consultation just to get an idea of what the project's going to be and what you're trying to do with it, because that's important as well. And a lot of people don't realize that is what are you doing it for? Because you're not going to design a business card the same way you're going to do a club flyer. And
Right.
you would not believe how many people actually want that. They want a very out there, poppy business card with all this information on it. They don't realize that you got to put that information in .2 font. You're
Right.
not going to be able to read that. So it's all about that communication and how effective communication can take place. So
Yeah. Okay.
it becomes draining after a while. So you just roll with the punches. But I've been doing it, since I was 17, and I'm not gonna tell you how old I am now. Let's just
Yeah, I
say
feel
that
you.
we're in the double digits with it. So I've been doing it quite some time. So it's not all bad. Not all bad.
Okay. All right. Got you. So so you take that skill set and then you're singing, you're rapping. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're doing your own artwork, right? Your own graphics, things of that nature. So like your album cover, we're gonna talk about that too. Did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
created
do
that.
I do all my album artwork, all my team's artwork, all my logos.
Okay.
Just it's unless I feel like networking, and this is one thing that I did do with my current album, Oasis, that's out now on my website. Uh, I just started reaching out to people for their talents. This is probably the first time I've worked with a makeup artist, uh,
Okay.
a, a fashion designer, and a out of the out of my normal network photographer.
Yeah.
So just incorporating those different people in there for the networking aspect, and then taking this vision and bringing it together was really cool, and getting their input on my idea. They were doing what I normally do, bringing my
Yeah.
idea into vision. So that was a really cool process, and I want to do that again, definitely, not just with just imagery, but with music as well.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you too, because you deal with that on a day-to-day basis. When you were pitching it to them, did they get it right the first time? Was it a struggle, or they kind of got it and was like, okay, boom, and they gave you what you wanted?
Oh man, I couldn't say that they gave me what I wanted, but what they did was they took what I wanted and enhanced it, because it came
Okay.
out way different than I expected it, but way better than it could be. And
Yeah.
that's where what I like to do in my creative process is, here's an idea, here's how I'm going to lay this out. Now I want you to give me your take on that, and I want you to give your take on that. We all came into this photo shoot session with kind of the same vision, but then when we got there, it evolved into something completely different.
Yeah.
But still,
It's always good when you can get with somebody and work with them, and then it comes out better than what you wanted, and you're like, man, I didn't even see it like that, but that's dope. So yeah, that's good.
so that's that. It was an amazing process, and I was like, man, I gotta do this more often.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, man, teamwork expands your vision. Definitely expands your vision, because you can get tunnel vision doing it all yourself, and then everything starts to look the same. Not to say it's not a good thing, because sometimes you got to take it into your own hands and do what you got to do. But yeah, get that team, man, and make that thing work. Talk about
Exactly.
before we get into the music. Let's talk about your event. You got an event, the Gold and White event in
Yes,
Atlanta.
the
Tell-
white event.
What is that
It's
all about?
so that is me, my label partner, one of our other artists that we've been working with. So we got 828. I call him Preach, but his name's M2M.
Okay.
We got Sounds by B joining the party, and then we got T Shep. She's gonna be hosting the whole thing. She's gonna be the MC, and then
Okay.
we got our local DJ, and we just want to get together with some of our closest friends,
Hold
family.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta stop you. Shout the DJ out, man. You can't just say local DJ and not shout the
At
DJ out.
local DJ, I couldn't give you his name for nothing. We know that he is related to M2M, so I can't give you information I don't have.
Oh man, you gotta know
But no,
the
man, if you
DJ's
want to
name,
find out,
man.
you gotta show up. You
There's
gotta
no
show
show
up,
without the DJ. Come on, you got.
man. We got it. I'll post it on the website. How about that? When I get
All
his
right,
information, I mean, y'all gonna find out when I find out who the DJ is. I
all
just know
right, all right.
that
Fair
you
enough.
know. So we like to leave a little bit of mystery in the air. We can't just give it all. You gotta show
Yeah,
up.
It's a okay. Surprise DJ, surprise
Yeah,
guest, surprise
surprise
DJ.
DJ.
There we go. That'll sell some
Yeah,
tickets for you. so
surprise
so
DJ.
pretty
We
much
trying
it's
to
it's a it's a concert showcase of the label, pretty much.
No, everybody's not with the label. So you
Okay.
got 828, who is my partner on the label. That's us. And then we help produce and, well, not produce, we engineered and did his whole package for us. I said I did his album art, any promotional materials that he's got going on, and his music. So I personally sat in the studio with him and actually recorded his sessions. Then
Okay.
828 mixed it down, did the masters. So we work as a team like that. So we try to, you know, provide a nice schedule for people because 828 he's got a schedule, and I like to make myself available when possible, not just for myself but other artists as well. So I
Okay.
built in my house kind of a safe haven for artists to come and just make music. Sometimes we don't want to be spending $100 an hour for a 3-hour session. Sometimes you just got to jam out and rock out and let
Yeah.
the expression take you away. Let that creativity flow.
Oh
So
yeah. Trust me. I get that. I truly get that. I got to a point where I'm like, listen, man, I'm not paying for studio time no more. I gotta figure it out, create my own thing, created my own studio, did my own I pay for engineers, but nah, that's studio time, man. You need that time. Like you said, you need time. You you cannot strangle your creativity with time constraints. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So when you're in there watching the clock, oh man, I'm about to go over. I can't afford it. You know, nah, man. So you gotta create,
Exactly.
like you
I
said, you
could,
gotta create a space.
yeah, that was one of my biggest things. I was like, I'd rather learn it and help other people than
Yeah.
to have to sit here and look at a clock. Because the first reason I started doing it was so that I could memorize my songs, get the vibe going, and understand what I was trying to do within that 1 hour or 2 hour time frame. Because I've
Mm-hmm.
worked with artists where, man, we got 2 hours studio time, and I had 10 minutes to lay my verse, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna get what you get, but I wanted it to be the best it could be. So part of my name is where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
That's my whole slogan. If there's a way, I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
And there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, man. It's nothing like rushing a verse, rushing creativity. That ain't it. That ain't
Mm-mm.
it, man. That
You
ain't it.
get
Yeah.
horrible problems. I'm not even gonna say you get happy accidents. I will say that. There's never one way to do something.
Right.
That's just not my preferred way. I don't think that it builds good relationships. That's the other thing about this game is building those relationships. If you charging somebody $50, $100 an hour, and you kicking them out as soon as the bell rings, I ain't coming back to you, bro. Like,
Right.
what? I got half a song. Well,
Right.
come back
Yeah.
with two hundred
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. And
I
it's
just, I just
it's a
don't.
cold game too. They do it. They'll do it too. Hey man, look, time's up. Like, bro, we didn't got to the third verse or the second verse. Like, what we doing here? Like, you
Well, you
can't give me
need to
10
stop writing
minutes?
verses. How about just stop writing 3 verses? How about that? No,
Right.
that's crazy to me. Don't hinder somebody's creativity. Don't hinder somebody's voice like that. Say what you got to say because you don't know why this person's making this music.
Yep.
It could just be their therapy. They don't want to be the next Drake or whatever. They might just want to listen to it so they can listen and reflect on their own feelings.
Exactly.
I
Man.
know that very personally.
Yeah, for sure. Therapy. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, November 4th though. Let's promote the show. November
Yeah,
4th. Where can people find the tickets? Where you promoting it? Give that
I'm
information, man.
promoting it on my Instagram. I'm just reaching out to most everybody that I'm in contact with. You can find tickets on my website, theartistmwill.com. And even if you can't be there in person, you can be there in spirit. We accept donations. You can apply it the same way. So your name gets on the guest list when you make your donation. You'll get a email sent back to you saying that you received this. And I personally read every single email or every response. and I put it on my list. And again, we appreciate any and all support. We would love you guys to come check us out, listen to some good music, eat some food, drink a little drink, have some fun. We're definitely, if you're in the Atlanta area and you flying in for the weekend, holla at me. Let's go.
Yeah. Hey man, I wanted to say something to you too. I noticed something about you, just kind of like going through your stuff, reading things that you were writing and all that. I really feel like you're comfortable where you are, not satisfied where you are. I'm just saying, hear me out. You're comfortable where you are, and I really feel like you are inviting people into your space to meet you where you are. Like you're real humble. I heard you say something like, um, if I don't have any money, those extra couple dollars really help. You're promoting, I think, your tickets or a CD or something like that, right? So I just feel like you're like with your music and everything, like you're real grounded, very humble about it, passionate about it, but very humble about it. It's like, look, take me as I am. Come meet me where I'm at. When you meet me, you gonna meet me where I'm at. I ain't boasting.
Mm.
I'm not boasting. You're glorious in what you're doing, but you're not boasting. You're not trying to pretend like you're somebody you're not. It's like it is what it is, and this is what I'm giving you. This is what I'm, providing you, and this is me. So I
Mm.
get that from just kind of like going through your stuff. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, because there was a time where you didn't need to know who I was. I don't want you to know who I am. You don't need to know what I've done and what I've been through. And just through the people and the connections and the process I've been through, I've slowly, like you said, gotten more comfortable with myself. And it's not just come meet me where I'm at. Are you ready to see me? Sometimes people will say, "Hey, can you come meet me here?" I might come meet you there. But again, yes, I'm not the braggadocious, boastful type of person. It's not who I am. I'll give you the shirt off my back if you needed it, with just cause.
Yeah,
you know,
for
I'm
sure.
that type of person. Like, when you come into the studio, I just want to create a safe place for people who are like-minded, like me, or people who just need somewhere to be at, to be comfortable and really get to that point. Because it's a number of artists I have that come through here. We don't just record and make your music. We have mentor sessions. We talk about your
Mm,
life.
I like
We
that.
we do all that. This is
I like
not
that.
it's not just the studio. It's the place that you need to be. So that's what I'm trying to create, and that's what I'm trying to build. And events like this and the concerts and all the donations and album purchases, that's what that goes to. That it's not something that's just going into my pocket.
I bet.
It's so I can do all this stuff.
Yeah. And I love that. And I bet that those studio sessions come out a lot better than what those people go in expecting, because
Mm.
you're sitting down mentoring them, talking about real life situations, things that they probably need to get off their chest are coming out in those sessions before they even get into the booth. That changes the trajectory of everything they're about to do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then
yeah. This
and it's gonna come out in this rawest and purest form.
it's a wonderful. It gives me a very satisfying feeling when somebody comes in here and they come out saying, "Man, that came out way better than I expected,"
Yeah.
and because they're thinking that I'm just gonna push the button and they're gonna go,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Nah, you can do better than that. Let's do this. What if you try this?" Well, what were you thinking when you wrote that? How did you feel when you wrote that? Is
Hmm.
that how you're getting it when you're listening back to it? Because I didn't get that. You
Yeah.
know, it's just those little things, those questions. It's never
Yeah.
criticism. It's always questions, and you just second guess it. And if you stand firm, cool, I'm with it. But
Man.
I wouldn't be me if I never said anything, or kind of guided somebody. I'm not just gonna let you walk out of here with nonsense.
No, I commend you. I commend you, because it's a tough business, and people need artists need more people like you in the studio, because man, it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you. I'm sure you've walked into plenty of studios and it's about that person that's in that studio, not about you. and you feel that, and it's just like, all right, do your thing. Okay, that was cool. Yeah, sounds good. Boom. All right, what you think? You like it? Okay, yeah, cool. Boom. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care. It's all about them. It's an ego thing. You know what I mean? It's not a,
Exactly.
and it's not about. So it's not about you. You're doing. Listen, you're doing God's work whether you know it or not, brother. For real. That's God working through you. People come in there, man, probably searching, searching for someone like you to just talk to, have a normal conversation. And they never, and I bet you, I guarantee you, the studio is the last place they thought they were gonna get that conversation, because it's not common. Listen, man, I did music for a long time, brother. That's
Mm-hmm.
not common. You don't get that. You walk into a studio and it's just like cold stares. What up? Especially if you don't know them, you just paying them. Come on,
Yeah.
man, please. You ain't getting nothing out of them. Nothing. Yeah, that's cool, man. All right. No reaction.
Yeah.
Nothing. You
It
know what I'm
doesn't
saying?
help. It doesn't help the growth of the artist, and that's one thing that I always wanted to do was artist development. So way early in the journey, that's where I saw myself, and that's what I put myself forth, recording artist after artist after artist, having
Mm-hmm.
conversation after conversation, building and growing and growing and building. And then I was like, you know what, I'm doing this so much. Why don't I build myself and see where that goes? But I still do the artist development in tangent with what I do with the folks that come through.
Yeah.
So man, it's just crazy to see where you come from and see how it was then to where it is now. And
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoy the journey for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna grow. I'm never gonna stop and be, satisfied with where I'm at. But I love to look back and see how much I grew,
Yeah, for sure.
and everybody else that I work with. So
Yeah. And so many people forget to look back to see how far they've come too. It's always just ahead, ahead, trying to get here, trying to get here. I'm hustling, trying to figure it out, scheming, plotting. Nah,
yeah,
slow down, man. You gotta appreciate where you are right now. Cause where you are right now is where God meant for you to be. I don't care what you're going through. Cause if you're going through some tough times, it's still where God meant for you to be. There's something for you to learn in that session, in that time, that period in your life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grow from that. You gotta know that though. And take your time with it. Run your pace. It's not a race. Who are you racing against? So run your pace. Take your time. Live in it. Don't rush it. Because there's no race. You're not racing against nobody. And you
well,
shouldn't. You
they
definitely shouldn't
are.
be racing against yourself.
They're racing against the social media and the Instagrams and the
I
over
know.
successes, and you're just like,
Yeah.
realize that that's still not how it happens. It's never been the way that it's happened, and it's never gonna be the way that it happened.
At all.
So you might get noticed from those things because of the going viral and the exponential growth, but the things that you're really looking for that was just the base of it. That was the
Mm-hmm.
all right. This is my jump off level.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they did after they hit that level that got
Yeah.
them where they be.
Yeah. The ones who are really like rooted in their career and doing really well, those are the ones who ran their pace. They
Mm-hmm.
did it on their time. I'm not saying they didn't hustle. I'm not saying they didn't grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they didn't get it out the mud. But they weren't running against somebody else trying to get there. They were running their pace. They were doing their own thing. You know why? And you know that because they're rooted. They got a foundation. You got a lot of artists out here just blowing in the wind. One day they sound like this. One day they sound like this other person. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yep.
even know what their style is. They just doing music because they chasing a check. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
chasing something, and they're not standing on nothing.
Yeah.
You can
They
see it.
running fast after that check. They done lost themselves back in.
Yeah,
They
back.
forget why they do it in general.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
that you're running so fast. By the time you actually stop and, like we said, and look back at the progress, you don't even see where you are.
Yeah,
You're lost in that mess.
Yep.
Then you have to go find yourself, and that's where they go crashing down and go through that whole
Yeah.
public feel. And you're just like, well, if you had trusted the process, ran your pace, and figured yourself out, then you look more like and I'm just gonna say a Drake or
Yeah.
a her. You
Yeah.
know, these are people that are very consistent, built their fan base, they have a
Mm-hmm.
system. You know, Drake's been doing this what 20 something years, 30 something years, because it was 10 years before I even heard of him that he was doing this stuff. So
Yeah. Exactly.
you just have to trust the process, and if it's really something that you want to do, then you got to see it through, up, down, and all around. It's gonna be some dragging times, and
Yeah.
seen my fair share.
Absolutely. How do you so you went from graphics. I won't even say how'd you get into music, because creative expression is creative expression. It's just a kind of a maturation thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard like your song like Comfortable, and then I hear My Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two totally different songs and sounds sonically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you can you classify your style of music, or is it? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Can you classify it? Do you classify it? Because it doesn't sound like anything I've heard.
I don't. I try not to,
Okay.
because when I do that, I put a label on myself, and then you start thinking, I have to do it this way. I have to stick within rap. I have to stick within R&B. I have to stick within country.
Mm-hmm.
I I just don't feel that way,
I get
because
that.
when I get to the studio, I hit the keys, and whichever note sounds good, I'll
You,
do that. I'll make a pattern and go, and
yeah.
then it could be rock, it could be country, it could be comfortable, because
Comfortable. Let me tell
it
you,
sounds kind of
comfortable
like a
gives me
soft
that.
rock kind of
Yeah,
thing to me.
comfortable gives me that soft rock feel. That I'll tell, and I dig that. Like I grew up on that, for real. Like Third Eye Blind and all types of stuff. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah.
REM and
Three,
all that.
three Doors Down, loved them, loved
Yeah,
them.
yeah, all that. Yep.
But what
So
got that song actually started out, and this is hilarious. Like if you listen to the very original, I think there's a clip on my Instagram. I was trying to do like this Kevin Gates thing, and
okay.
then my business partner was like, "Yo, what if we did this? And what if we changed these drums? And what if we add?" And I keep saying business partner, but I'm gonna just say 828. Give him his props. He brought in a producer. Shoot, why can I not remember his name for the life of me right now? Brought in a producer from Utah, and was like, he's got he's got the guitar skills, so you gotta trust me. He said, you gotta trust me. And I was like, go ahead, let's go. Another one of those moments where you bring different minds into something that already exists. I already had the song written, beat made, produced, recorded, and I was just like, mix it and go. He's like, no, we're gonna change this and we're gonna add this. And we end up with Comfortable. And then I came in there and re-recorded the vocals.
Okay.
And so that's where we got to that kind of vibe. It was just crazy. And I was like, that was another turning point in my career where I don't have to fit in a box. I don't
Yeah.
have to be a rapper. I don't have to do any of those things, because My Life and Comfortable, I wrote those songs maybe like 2 or 3 weeks apart.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
then like 4 songs in between. But it just night and day. So no, I don't classify as anything. It's supposed to be more what you interpret it as.
Yeah. Very, very. Listen, very different songs and very. uh I won't even. I can't say signature, because it's not like a signature sound. It's like you said. You're just living in that music, man. But they're very unique. A very unique sound. It's just different, and it's good, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Appreciate
because everybody's doing the same thing, man. You hear it all the time. Everybody's doing the same thing. So yeah, congratulations, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You've tapped into another realm that a lot of people are afraid to go into. Um, I want to play My Life, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about your new album. Need to promote that. All right.
Let's
And
all
we
right.
got Comfortable queued up for him too on the way out. So we're gonna jam that on the way out. But we're gonna check out a little bit of My Life, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the album.
All right.
Let's get it. Yeah. I see old Lester Green up in there too.
Nectar. That's my dude right there.
Yes, connect everybody. Connects everybody, man. Shout out Lester Green, y'all.
Never.
But yeah, dope song. Dope song. Love the visual. You say that's a mashup, but it goes though. It's fitting.
Yeah, I tried to chop it up just a little bit for you so you didn't have to do all the work.
Yeah. It works. It works. It works. So
So again,
this
that was my acting debut right there. Was that very first scene. It was just kind of freestyle between Lester, the connector, Andrew McAllister,
shout out
and
Andrew.
that was kind of the first time that we ever met each other. To be honest with you, and then worked
Really?
with each other. Crazy, yeah.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
I could probably do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you need encouragement, you're around the right folks, man. Cause Lester will pour into you. I know Nadira will pour into you.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, yeah. Andrew too, man. Andrew seems like a good guy. We're supposed to
Oh yeah.
do as well. I think he's waiting until the strike is over though. But yeah, I'm gonna have him up on here too, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Great
We
actor.
hang out from time to time. Me and Lester, we chill. We talk pretty much at least once a week. Nas, same thing. We talk, a couple times a month. So I keep in touch with them very, very frequently. So those are really good people to be around. Very creative minds,
Yeah.
very talented, very talented people.
Stay busy. Stay busy. I need to hit Lester too, man. I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, but yeah. Lester, man, that's a good dude. I hope he's watching. I'm pretty sure he's watching. I know Lester's out there.
Yeah, I saw him chime in a little earlier. He was
You
the
did?
first one that
Okay. I know
put it in
Lester out
the
there.
comments. Always bragging about being the first one there. So
Heck yeah, let's be on it, man. For
yeah.
sure. Let's talk about this album. Pronounce it, cause I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's talk
So
about
the
this.
so the project name is Oases, or at
Okay.
least that's how I'm pronouncing it.
Okay.
So Oases is the newest album. So My Life was a single early on in my debut, but this project right here was just kind of some backlog that I had to let out, and I was just kind of hesitant to release it, and
Mm-hmm.
then mixed it with some newer tracks that I was really feeling. So you get a different mix of sounds on there, but I also wanted to tell a story, and it's kind of the misfortunes of my relationships, past, present, and current. So
Okay.
it's kind of a theoretical journey through how my mind thinks from track 1 to track 7, and there's a bonus track that I'm getting ready to drop that will be part of this project. So this is the first time the public will be hearing about that. So definitely go cop that. If you haven't copped it already, download it on iTunes, Spotify. Just find me, MWiL. Um, but yeah, this is the cover art that I was talking about, where we just gathered a bunch of people together and just kind of exploited the vision. So,
Yeah, that's dope.
man, looking at it, I'm just like, did I really do that? All right, great. Me and these individuals. So I appreciate the model coming out, uh, the makeup artist, very talented. I'm gonna put them on my Instagram again because I always forget the actual tags and names, but I will tag these people in this video so that they can catch their flowers.
Yeah, for sure. Show them that
But
love, man. Gotta show
yeah,
them
we
love.
had a blast. The shoot was probably a whole hour and a half, but we was chilling for about 5. So
Hey, when it's
it
good vibes, that's how. Hey, the work comes out great when you can vibe like that, though. Sometimes it takes
exactly,
that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I got
So
the album queued up, man. So I'm definitely gonna listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, but I got it queued up. I'm definitely gonna take a listen to it. So okay, you said you talked about relationships on this album, like
yeah, my
Drake
my
relationships.
huh?
I said like Drake relationships, like women or just relationships.
Yeah, it's usually like women. That's usually how it boils down to. But then
Okay,
again, you can always kind of translate it to different things.
got you.
Um, but I know, my truth and my struggles. This is a phase in my life where I'm looking back at how far I've come from my previous relationships to my new relationships.
Yeah.
Uh, and this one is, more so uh, my romantic relationships, because my last album was a little bit more interpersonal relationships with friends, singles, false friends off that album. So not relationship driven, but still touched on a little bit of everything. This one's more relationship driven, looking back at the relationship that I came out of, some of the relationships that I have, and some of the mental struggles that I have in, even my current one. Nothing crazy, nothing
Right.
off the chain, but sometimes we just have to verbalize those things to kind of
Yes.
get them out of our head. And I listen back to it and I'm like, oh, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, like I say, that's that therapy. You say it, it's over and done with, and it's just a song. Whether people relate to it or not, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But if you vibe to it, that's even better.
Absolutely, man. And you did it for yourself. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? You got to be happy with that. Somebody else is gonna be happy with it too. But at the end of the day, you have to be happy with what you're putting out, believe in it, and know that it's true to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all that matters, man. That creativity is a mother, boy. You know what I mean?
It,
Something special. Something special. That's what it is.
yeah, it kicks you in the face in the middle of the night, and then you wake up and you can't even go back to sleep. So you gotta go and let it out. You got
Yeah.
to. If
Yep.
you don't, it's going to. It's just gonna come out one way or another.
Yeah. You definitely can't
Yeah.
let it pass you by. Like the wee hours of the morning was my greatest moments. I love it. Yeah. That's when it just flows like you're just talking. For me, it just
Oh yeah.
flows. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that
absolutely.
3 a.m. I think, who was it? I can't remember who it was. I wanted to say it was like Da Vinci said that was the hours that people get most creative is between like 2 and 5. We know that those are other hours as well, but for me, that's where my
Yeah.
creativity really just like sparks off, and I'm just thinking very abstractly. So I'm like, man, what if I talk about this, but I'm really talking about this? Those double
Yeah.
entendres and metaphors.
Yep.
So that's really where my brain's always cooking up stuff like that. So
Yeah. Lester's over here in the comments. He says, "Out of my head needs to be the next single." That's what he
see,
said. Yeah. What is the lead off single for the album? Are you gonna do a video for it?
man. So there's been some back and forth. It's out of my head, whole phase, antidote. I'm bouncing back and forth between a lot of them. Me personally, I'm kind of leaning towards whole phase, but then you got out of my head, which is probably gonna have the first video.
Okay.
Um, and if that could potentially change based on different circumstances. So I'm not. I'm just pushing the album as a whole because with the feedback that I've
Right.
gotten so far is everybody loves something different. That's kind of been the trend
Okay.
in anything that I drop is, man, this is my joint. That's my joint. That's my joint. It's never just one song. So that's probably one of my biggest roadblock. Not road. I'm not gonna say roadblocks, but speed bumps is deciding which one it should be.
Hey man, feed the people and do a video for everyone on there.
That's kind of the idea, but you know how that goes. You got to have a budget for it.
I
So
get it.
again, support the
Hey,
process, support the movement. It ain't
hey,
free.
listen. Do some high production ones and do some
Yeah,
viral ones. Do some with a
yeah.
cell phone. Do some, you know what I mean? But just make it creative. I mean, with these phones these days, man, put that cinematic mode on, brother. Get creative. Do some
Oh yeah,
viral. You know what I mean?
yeah. And
I
you
could
can get
definitely.
you the little technology things where they follow you and all that.
Yeah.
But again, it all boils down to that because I've tried shooting videos for myself with my phone on a tripod. Very difficult.
Yeah.
It's one of the things where I do want that collaborative effort. So videos are, I want these to be more so short movies
Okay.
instead, like Michael Jackson used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't do things for Instagram and TikTok. I'll
Got
I'll
you.
jump on there, do a post or whatever. This is something that I really want some thought into. I got a couple people that I'm working with that are going to, help bring this vision to life. It's just a matter of getting it done at this point, you know.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
do like to show love to those that do help us. So that's where I'm at.
For sure, man. Takes a village, my brother. Takes a
Yep.
village.
Raising
So,
children and adults, right?
right. Right, for sure. Hey, listen, before we get out of here, I want to ask you a self-analysis question. What's
Uh-oh.
one thing that you feel that you could be doing better or more of to get you to where you're going?
I could be a lot more assertive in promoting myself as the entity that I plan on being.
Okay.
Again, this that journey where I'm kind of comfortable with what I'm doing and I'm letting some folks in. If I can amp that up a little bit and just be a little bit more go getter about myself, like I'll do it for any and everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
no problem. But when it comes to myself, it just ain't meshing like I should be doing it.
Well, how about this? If you haven't mustered up enough go-getter mentality in yourself, have somebody else promote for you. You're promoting other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have somebody else promote for you until
And
you
we got a
can.
couple of those. Got a couple advocates. I tell you,
Okay.
Lester the Connector is one of the main advocates
Okay.
in. And I got the artists. The artists that I do work with, they definitely promote myself. But it's that challenge to myself to
Yeah.
actually support myself
Yeah.
the way that I should support myself, not in
Yeah.
a cocky, arrogant way, but in a way where I make myself believe that I can do this.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, because at the end of the day, they can talk you up as much as they want, but if you backing into the shadows as they talking you up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I gotta back them up as
Yeah.
well as back
Exactly.
myself up. That's the part that I look at is what I'm and looking into myself to actually accomplish and making steps to do, and this event is one of them, is put it all out there.
Yeah.
The only thing people can do is tell you no,
Yep.
and not for them. That's the only thing that they can do. And when I embody that and I put that on my back, I go into the battle ready to go. So that's just one of the changes that I've been making as of late. Because I know
Okay.
certain people know on this phone call, they tell me about it. They're like, you need to do this and you need to be a little bit more about
You gotta
what you're
show up for
doing.
yourself, man. You
Yeah,
gotta show up for yourself. At the end of the
exactly.
day, show up for yourself. That's it. And it's easy to do. Just do it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You could choose right now to be like, tomorrow, I'm showing up for myself. And that'll change everything. You can do it right now if you choose to do that. Sleep on it, pray on it, do something on it, figure it out, show up for yourself. But you can choose right now. You can change it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Right now. So just show up, man. You showing up for everybody else?
I showed up here today, didn't I?
You showed up. That's what I'm saying. You showed
Yeah,
up.
definitely.
Continue. Continue. That's it. Let it snowball. And you're doing your show. Let it snowball. You know what I mean? Start doing more podcasts. Start doing more interviews. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. That's all it's about. People get opportunities because they're just showing up. They're showing up. You know? Some people
Yeah.
that are less talented than others, they get the opportunity and they capitalize on it because they showed up. Not that they're better. They showed up
Yep.
at the end of the day. It's really what it is. On that note, my brother, you gonna show up. I'm gonna pray for you. I know you're gonna show up. Continue
Thank
doing your
you.
thing, man. Continue doing your thing. You got good people in your corner. You are a blessing to these people that you're mentoring. Believe it, you are. Show up for yourself like you're showing up for them. Believe in yourself like you're believing in them. Not saying you don't believe in yourself, but just go the extra mile. You know what I mean? Dig deep. Dig deep. And we all could take this to take this advice. We all could take this advice. We all
Mhm.
could show up a little bit more for ourselves. Sometimes we are too humble. And that's not to say to be boisterous and all that, but sometimes we're so humble that we just fall back and it's like, all right, boom. And we know we're doing good, but we're not doing enough for ourselves. We're all guilty of it. Don't think you alone. We're all guilty of it.
Yep.
Some not as much as others, but we're all guilty of it. We all could be doing more for ourselves. You know what I mean? We all got our apprehensions, whatever it may be, to whatever it is that you want. We all have some apprehension, and we could be doing more. So that's a message to everybody. Cause I don't know what it is for you. You wouldn't know what it is for me. Whoever's watching, we don't know what it is for them. But as we're talking about it, they feel it because they know it, and you know it every day. You know what I'm saying? Just like you know when you're doing something wrong, right? Nobody else knows, but you know. You always know. But then we'll act like, man, I ain't really know. Stop lying to yourself. You know, because you always know. If you have to question it, it's probably wrong. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. We all feel it. I know what my apprehension is. You know what your apprehension is. That's it. We're human, brother. We're human. So don't feel like you're alone in that. So don't struggle with it is what I'm saying to you. Because a lot of us will feel like I'm the only one feeling like this. I'm cutting out, I'm selling myself short. We all feel like that. So don't feel like you're alone. So don't let that be a struggle for you. Let go of that. Don't struggle with that. It's natural. But now you know about it, so just do better. Know better. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's really the antidote. Like, you know better. You're even confessing it. You're at step 1. You are recognizing it and knowing you need to do better. So just do it. There's nothing holding you back. But we'll struggle in our minds and stop us from physically doing better. For what though? What's the struggle, right? Because you feel like you beating yourself up. Like, man, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get over this hurdle? Why can't I get over this hurdle? Because you feel like it's something with you. Nah, bro, we all deal with that. We all deal with it. Believe it. I don't care how good somebody looks like they're doing. They deal with it too. Maybe not as much, but they got their apprehension. And it may not even be in that profession that you're seeing them work in, right? So you might be looking at another artist and they might have success. They might have apprehensions somewhere else, some other areas in their life that they're dealing with, they're battling. Trust me on this. They do. We all do. So don't struggle with it because you're not alone, and you know about it, and you're recognizing it. So just do better, man. That's it. Just show up. So with that said, you're about to show up, my brother, because it's just that simple. Just that simple.
Decisions been made. We showing up. We're gonna do the thing.
Showing up, brother. Showing up. Like I'm telling you, show up. Get some visuals for that album. I don't care. Don't let money stop you. Get one good video with a nice budget. All the rest of them, make it happen, bro. Get viral. Get you one of them little handheld rigs. You can call up Lester. Lester, come over here, man. Hold this camera for me. Hit just different angles, and we're going to chop it up in post and make this thing look like we spent $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 on it. It's simple. Brother, you can't tell me you don't know how to do it. You're a graphic designer. You can figure out how to work Final Cut Pro. You could edit this. You could edit it on your phone and make someone believe that you had it professionally done. Perception is everything.
Yeah. And these are the things that I do take into consideration. I do actually put into implementation. So it's just that what's stopping you? What's stopping you? Turn it off and just do it. Let it happen. So when it comes to content like that, that's where I'm at now, is just do it. Even when you don't want to, your mind's telling you don't do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Even if I do it, save it for later, post it when I feel, just do it.
Yeah.
So
listen, I know you got visuals, right? You got a visual of how you want it done. So you want to put money behind it. You want it to look of quality. I'm not telling you to put out shit. No, don't misrepresent yourself. But brother, if you don't have the budget to do multiple high value videos, viral videos work, and people it speaks, like viral videos speak to people more than these well put together videos anyway. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Why do you think all these big Fortune 500 companies are getting these Instagram influencers to do viral videos for their business? We're talking Fortune 500 billion-dollar companies got Instagram influencers doing little silly videos for their business, and it's working. It connects. So I know what you want, but do what you gotta do until you can do what you want, right? So get that one video, and then the others, do what you gotta do. Don't put out shit. I'm telling you, you can post. Post is everything. Filters, post is everything, brother. You could make a video with you standing in a goddamn room spinning around, look like something we've never seen before in post edit. I'm telling you, just do it. Just put it out there. Make that album come to life. Don't let it sit there.
Gotcha.
Because I know you see it in your head. Make it come to life, brother. It's possible with a cell phone. It really is. It really is. You'll surprise yourself. I'm telling you. And you'll get some people who are just as creative or even more creative than you that will jump on board and help you do it and won't charge you a thing. Why? Because they're going to love to see the result. They're going to want to see the result. They're going to be more excited than you are because they want to see the result. Just do it, man. Show up, brother. Show up. Show up, man. Show up.
I got next to me right now. We gonna continue to show up. He's on. So
yes, show up, my brother.
Do that, man. I definitely appreciate those words of encouragement, words of advice that you're giving, and I take it back, and I take it not to heart, but I take it seriously, and I just put my plan together to execute. Plan to do it and then execute it. So that's what we're working on, is just
I'll be watching, man. I want to see it. Hit me in the DM, something. Let me know.
Remind me to block you. No.
Hey, I ain't say I was gonna hit you. You hit me.
I got
it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna bother you. Hit me. Let me know. He said, remind me to block you.
In that list of people I send my first everything to. So first thing that drops, I'm shooting it out your way, man.
All right, cool. I'm gonna tell Lester, man. Lester, let me know. Let me know, man. Lester gonna let me know.
Yeah,
man. Make that come to life, though, brother. Yeah, man. Some good work. So let the people see it for sure. We're gonna let them see Comfortable. We're gonna ride out to Comfortable. Let everybody see that visual. It's a great visual. I know you got it, brother. Let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen.
All right.
I'd love to see it. Hey, thank you for coming on the show, my brother. It's been a pleasure. Continue being great. Continue doing what you're doing. Definitely continue pouring into those young men, young women, whoever you're mentoring. Continue to do that, man. That's so needed, for real. I've been there. I know it. And I'm telling you, that's like magic. No one's going to a studio thinking they're coming out with what you're giving them and what you're pouring into them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's special, for real. So I commend you on that. God bless you, my brother. Hey, everybody, thank y'all for coming, hanging out, kicking it with us, man. You know where I'm at every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, kicking it with someone cool like MWiL. And we out of here, man. Y'all stick around. We're gonna ride out to Comfortable, and we out. Peace and love. Till next time. Yep.